Super Rugby Aotearoa round number 9. The penultimate round. Crusaders against the Blues. Crusaders are still top of the log, but the Chiefs are coming for them. But the Chiefs need the Blues to do them a big old favour. Crusaders 5-2. First place. Remember, the Chiefs are 3 points behind on 20 points. The Crusaders are on 23. Played same number of games at this point. The Blues are 3-3. They are in third. The Blues need to win so they can catch up to the Chiefs and be at like 19 or 20 points. If the Crusaders win and they are top, they will host a final. If the Blues lose, then that's going to mean their game against the Chiefs next week is an absolutely massive one. But either way, if the Blues win, it gets interesting, but it seems pretty unlikely. Anyway, we'll go through some of the stats, recent results, the teams, and you guys can let me know your thoughts on how this one is going to go. The Crusaders have picked what I would consider to be probably a stronger team than my Blues. Remember, when the Blues played a stronger team at home in round 4, it was 43-27, which is a bit of a hiding. And now we're down in Christchurch. That being said, the Crusaders and the Blues are both kind of out of form as much as they can get. The last 3 games, both sides are 2 losses and 1 win. So neither side is kind of that flash at the moment. The Crusaders have got Bauer, Taylor, and Alaalatoa in their front row. The Blues have got Tuinakwafa, Eklund, who's back, and Lalala. So both very good front rows. I am not sure which side will get on top there, but if you look at the scrum stats, the Crusaders' numbers are better overall. Second row, the locks, it's Scott Barrett and Whitelock against Kauli Tuioti and Derry. No disrespect to my Blues guys, because that's my team, but that's an international lock and duo at the Crusaders. And they will dominate that area, man. Their line-out percentage is 95.8, which is the best team in Super Rugby Aotearoa. The Blues are okay at 86%, they're third, but without Tuipulotu as well. So I can't pick the Blues to get on top there. The back rows, Blackadder, Havili, and Grace up against Gibson, Papali'i, and Satutu. That's a pretty good matchup. I reckon the Blues have got a few guys out in terms of their injuries, but so do the Crusaders, so that's a good matchup. Blackadder's got a heck of work rate, gets through probably the most tackles of any player for the Crusaders every week, but he's not a huge ball carrier. Papali'i is kind of the same boat at the moment. He's maybe had a few more carries than Blackadder, but they both kind of top their team's tackle stats. So Tutu's not the biggest tackling stat man, but he is very good ball in hand. Maybe it hasn't been his best year. He could use a big game, that's for sure. Drummond is preferred to Hall. Remember the game at Eden Park in round 4, it was Hall who got the start. This time it's Drummond. Mo'unga 9-10. And again, I reckon that's a better 9-10 duo than Rudu and Plummer. Plummer's first game in the 10 jersey this season. Remember, he's bulked up a little bit, maybe to fill that 12 role, but now he is back to his more traditional 10. I think Perifeta should be goal kicking. He's at fullback because Plummer's goal kicking is a little bit to be desired. Anyway, Mo'unga is still the best 10 in the country, although D-Mac is putting his hand up in the one game he's had there from the start. Anyway, David Havili and Whainganuku is 12-13. It's going to be an interesting one. Tanielu Talea comes in at 12 for the Blues. He's like their 3rd or 4th guy they've played at 12 this season. They've played Plummer, they've played Fa'ane, and now it's Talea. Maybe he's the 3rd guy. Rico is still there at 13, and he's co-captain because there's no Robinson and no Tupulotu for this one. So yeah, it'll be a fun one to watch because Whainganuku and Rico Ioane are very much attacking 13s. They're both wingers come midfielders. So there could be some space for both of them to really get some pay. But I don't know. We will have to see. Havili certainly had more game time than Talea. So yeah, that's maybe another one that goes advantage Crusaders. Bridge, Reese, and Jordan is the back 3. Clark, Talea, and that's Mark Talea. And Perofeta are the back 3 as well. So different style 15s. Like Will Jordan's more of an attacking fullback, whereas Perofeta likes a kick and a distribute. So both are equally capable. But Will Jordan's probably the more exciting one to watch just because how much he takes the ball to line and he is a very elusive runner. Caleb Clark actually had one of his better games last week, so let's hope he can have a block-busting one. up against Sever Reese. But Sever Reese is stronger than he looks. Like, his size is not huge, but he's got heaps of power. So, yeah, fun to watch. McAllister, Jaeger, Dunshea, McLeod, lots of talent on the bench. Hall for the Crusaders. Christie's on the bench. Oteri Blackstrap's on the bench. Tane Plumtree's going to get a go. Tuunga Fussie's on the bench. Akira Ioane. Both sides have got pretty solid benches, so they should kind of match up pretty well in that regard. The head-to-head stuff, like I mentioned, the Crusaders have got the scrum numbers and the line-out numbers, so set piece time should be them. They also beat more defenders per game with 22 to the Blues, 18. They have more kicks from hand, so they're more of a tactical kicking team. The Crusaders with 20 kicks to 15 for the Blues. The Blues have got a lower tackling percentage, 92% for the Crusaders, 87% for the Blues. Both numbers are good, but the Crusaders are just that 5% better. Tackling percentage is higher. Yeah, I don't know, man. Nothing in this screams that it's a Blues victory, but if you remember when the Crusaders played the Highlanders had a really disrupted lineup and actually played above themselves, so you never know. Neither side's in a heck of a lot of form. The Blues haven't beaten the Crusaders in a very long time. So I go into this one as a bit of a cynical Blues fan, not too optimistic, I'll be honest. Like, I try to be optimistic about stuff across the board, but I'm not going to get my hopes up for this one, lest the Blues do that to me again. But, yeah, it should be a fun one to watch. Blues Crusaders is always a good game, especially if you're a Crusaders fan, because you guys have had the wood on us for a long time. But I hope the Blues can put up a fight. I hope it's a close one, if nothing else, and that yeah, the guys on both sides do their jerseys proud. But it should have pretty big ramifications in terms of the way the game is going to go for Super Rugby Aotearoa as a whole. So, yep, lots to like about this one, guys. How do you see this one going? Do you think the Crusaders, as I say, on paper, look far and about the better team, or do you think maybe you kind of got to ignore that and just see what happens on the pitch? You guys let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you again soon. See you later. If you guys are looking to watch yourself some Super Rugby, be it Aotearoa or AU this weekend, there's still 2 games left this weekend and the finals starting next week. They are showing the games free on ESPN Fans, helpfully enough. You do need to be in America, so you can see here I'm in New Zealand, but I've connected to ExpressVPN on a US server. I'm going to go to ESPN Fans, and we will see, amongst a bunch of other content, like including like seemingly some soccer, you will find, I can see a scheduled one there, you will find a bunch of rugby content, which is pretty helpful. So you can see here yesterday's Chiefs and Canes and Force and Reds game that was played here on ESPN Fans. So if you are keen to watch the games, as I meet that, yeah, basically the games are available live and on demand as long as you're in the States. So it's a pretty straightforward one. I'll check the link to ExpressVPN in the description. That's the one that I generally use. It's pretty good. They do a 30-day money-back guarantee in case stuff doesn't work for you. But like you can see here, it's pretty straightforward. Actually, when I tried this yesterday on my phone, it was even ahead of my stream in New Zealand, despite the fact that I was watching a game in New Zealand, which is bizarre. But anyway, yeah, ExpressVPN, guys. Try ESPN Fans if you haven't seen the games. It is free. So enjoy. Take care, guys. Talk to you again soon. Bye.